Mounce, BBG, chapter 24, sentence 2. Obviously you got the post-positive day you're going to pull out and say and or but, throw that to the front, and then you have this, in this case, a substantival participle, because that's why you have your definite article there. So I gave you that one, the one loving, all right, and the one loving, and then you have the accusative personal pronoun here, me. That's easy enough. So, and the one loving me, and then you have this nice long verb here. So, picking it apart, you don't see any augment, right? That's one thing. Then you see, it's from agapao, so that's not too big a deal without an augment. But then you see this. So, the theta should come to tell you that that's, if it's in a normal verb that doesn't normally have a theta, and that is one thing to be careful about, but, that's what you have with agapao. There's no theta there. So once you see a theta, that ought to tell you it's passive. Boom. So you're dealing with a passive. So what kind of passive? Then you look at your the tail end of that, and you see that it's not just the theta eta, it's theta eta sigma. So that tells you that it's a future passive. So that string right there, because you hopefully you recognize that as your ending. Your connecting vowel and your ending, and you recognize that as a third singular. So that's not a big deal. But this is the important string that Mounce wants you to see. And again, this should tell you that it's a future passive and that it's from agapao. And also you should see very clearly that it's a third singular. And third singular, of course, will line up with this substantival, or with this subject, the one loving, right? Or the one who loves, if you want to translate it that way. But that's fine. The one loving me, and then will be loved. And the idea is he will be loved or she will be loved, whoever that one is that's loving me. All right. So the one loving me will be loved, and then by the father of me, or by my father. That should be easy enough. And again, hopefully by now you see hupo, and one of the things that ought to hit the top of your brain is just by, depending on what follows it in terms of the object of the preposition. So easy enough, by the father of me, or by my father. And then you have this contraction of chi and ego and I, right? And then your next verb. So again, this breaks up the sentence, because there's technically a chi in there. So and I. So your subject is already there. So that's got to line up, and it does. Now the only thing here is you still have agapao, and you don't have any theta though. So what you've got here is just the sigma. So as soon as you just see the sigma, then you say, well, that's just a simple future. So future, first person singular, right, from agapao. So and I will love him. And of course, this should tell you, the new should tell you that you're dealing with an accusative singular. So that's your direct object. So that's easy enough. So, and the one loving me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him.